Being recorded. Welcome aboard, wa30, regular polygons. Okay, so vocabulary, actually on the test and stuff like this for the unit, you're going to have to know your vocabulary. It'll be just as much vocabulary as it is calculation stuff. So it's a polygon. Poly means many sides. It's a closed figure formed by joining three or more segments at their endpoints. All must lie on a plane. That means they must be flat. It's not a three-dimensional object. It has to be flat. They're classified according to the number of sides. Now, you're probably familiar with most of the early ones. Triangle, yes. Quadrilateral, quads are four. Quads have four tires, for example. Like pentagon, 5, I think you're familiar with that. Hex, 6. Heptagon, 7-sided figure. Octagons, I'm sure you're familiar with stop signs. Nonagons, you probably don't use those often, but 9-sided. A decade has 10 years. A decagon has 10 sides. The one that people don't usually know in advance, though, is dodecagon. That's 12. Okay? So think of that as do, like in French, you know, un, deux, trois, do, 2, and 10. Dec. Dodecagon is 12-sided figure. Okay. Then, if all sides are equal and all angles are equal, it's called a regular polygon. Like a stop sign is a regular octagon. If they're mismatched sides, but there's still 8 of them, that's still an octagon. Yeah. Now, example 1. Knowing what a regular hexagon means, 6 sides, what are the sizes of the inside angles, the interior angles of that? Well, let's just take a look here. We've got to be able to draw one. Hexagon, freehand, 6 sides. You kind of like estimate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would hope you have established that. And we're saying it's regular, so that means all the sides are equal, right? See, think about this here. What is an interior angle? Oh, pardon me. Inside. Do you guys know exterior means outside? Like if you buy exterior paint as opposed to interior paint, interior is for the inside of your house. Well, this would be an interior angle. And they're all going to be the same because they're all the same size. Right? So we got to figure out what that is. It's 120. How do you know? How'd you know that? How'd you know you're right? Oh, you just remembered this? Oh, you Googled it. Oh, okay. Because I'm going to change to like heptagons or whatever, and you won't be able to Google every time, right? So then that's good, though. You don't just sit there and do nothing. So you got to think of a system, though. Think about this. Girls? The easiest way, maybe I'll use a different color here, would be think of it as join all the opposite angles and make a whole bunch. If there's 6 sides, make 6 triangles. Now this is a thinking step. And what do you know about one triangle? What do all the angles add up to in a triangle? Triangle, you know that one, Zach, right? Angles of a triangle? Shame on us. Triangle is 180. So if you know this, one triangle, the angles add up to, now that's, I'm expecting you to know, add to 180. Now, think of this. If it's a regular 6-sided figure, you can make 6 triangles in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't mean to finish the circle there. Like that. Hi.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
How was it for you?
Oh, it was just regular. We didn't go anywhere or anything like that.
Yeah. Puppy, you know the eggs?
Oh, no.
No.
No puppy eggs.
No. I just wanted to make sure everybody made it that was here. No
Okay.
Tony, though, okay?
Nope. Do you have a few calculators downstairs for my?
Nope.
No?
I only have Nasty Girl. Or
Yeah,
Nasty.
just no old nasty.
Oh, Old Nasty, sorry.
See, it's a boy though.
Okay, cool.
Calculator.
That's all I have. I have Nasty Dude.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go out in the parking lot, so he might show up here shortly.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's going to be recorded there. It has been recorded. Anyways, good thing I watched my mom. Anyways, one triangle, 180 degrees. Now that's something you had heard of before, right? You better have, and you were using it 10 days ago, actually. And we know that we can draw in 6 triangles because there's 6 sides, and it'd be like slicing a pizza like this, right? 6 ways. So, think of it this way. If I add up 6 triangles, means for 6 triangles, that is, what did I put squares in? Anyways, 6 triangles, that's going to be how many angles in total here? 6 times 180, which is equal to 600 times 6 times 8, 480, so that's 1080, okay. That's how many degrees are in all of these triangles. But we're not quite solved yet here. Think of it this way. If these angles don't contribute to the interior angle that we're looking for, agree? Like, do you follow what I'm saying? Okay, this is the angle we want, but we've got all of these in here. Let's just think this through. If I subtracted, because these have nothing to do with the angles there, what is this complete circle? How many degrees in a complete circle? 180. So if we subtract out all the center angles there, you follow where I'm at on this? Kind of? No? Well, subtract out the 360. I was believing you when I said, I agreed with you. But subtract 360 for all the middle center angles, okay? Center angles. Okay. That doesn't look like angle now. I'll make it look like angle. So what am I doing here? Subtracting 360 for all the center angles. Now, 0, 2, 720. Do you follow what we're doing? Okay. Because if you look it up on Google, you can always find the answer. But you're going to have to do this without that. Now, if it's 720, that means this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this plus this plus this. All of the interior angles, all 6 of them, add up to 720. Does that mean? I'm looking at you guys. I'll wait. Faith, you were nodding your head as in you follow what we're doing now? Yeah. So, the 6 interior angles make 720, so we've got to do some division. The 6 interior angles are 720. So then, the measure of one interior angle is equal to 720 divided by 6, and then, as you mentioned before, that's 120. That means any one of those angles is 120 degrees. That's what we just found out. So interior means the inside. with any figure, if it's a regular figure, you can always just take the number of sides, pretend that they were all triangles like this, you know, in this case 6 triangles, and fill it up like you're doing a pizza there. Subtract out 360 from the center, and then divide by the number of angles. You can always do it that way. Whether it was a 7-sided, 8-sided figure, 17-sided figure, you can do it that way, okay? There's no need for a formula there. You could get one, but I don't like formulas. Are we good, Zach, too? If I notice you're writing some down, should I flip it around, or? Yeah? Okay. Now, example 2 shows a picture from Ireland and whatnot. The Giant's Causeway is an area in Ireland made up of tons of this cooled lava and so on. They're in hexagonal columns. Now, they fit together. Let's see here. It just occurred to me maybe where I put my work copy. But I didn't. Okay. Anyways, they're all hexagonal columns. Where was I? If the columns form regular hexagons, how many would join to form a complete tiling, leaving no gaps between columns? You can kind of see from the diagram, but how could you prove that? So meaning, if I have one, and I haven't drawn this perfect, but then I'm going to duplicate this twice. Okay, I see on my duplication I left off the one side. How would you connect this to another one? How many do you need? Fit in there. Now do you see? Taking the wrong thing. The way I drew it doesn't quite look like it, but it should be 3. It's enough that this is what we're trying to show. How many do you fit together? I'll just get rid of those things. So how would you go about figuring that out? If the interior angle is 120, 120 degrees, and you actually drew a perfect hexagon, which I didn't when I was trying to draw it. How many do you need? Like, how would you solve this mathematically with numbers? Because if you don't understand the question. Okay. Tell you what, it's easier to show them first maybe with a square. I'll use my shape drawing. And then I will, here's what the question's asking. If I asked you with regular squares here, and I'll just keep cloning this here. Clone. So with this, how many squares need to form together to form a complete tiling? Now you know this answer, I'm sure. No gaps in here if I had 4 squares. Do you follow that? And that's what we have on our tiles. Yeah, with no gaps. Whereas, you know, if you only had 3, it wouldn't be complete. Well, how about this here? Here's what we're asking. Well, you need more than 2, because I still, to form around one center point. Well, what if I went like this? That's 3 to form one complete tile. Now, that's if you drew it out, right? You guys follow what we're saying there? Now, the interior angle we just figured out was 120, right? How much does it take to make a complete circle? 360. So if you said 120 goes into 360, how many times? You'll get 3. Right? So really and truly, without drawing, you could have said 360 divided by 120 equals 3. 3 hexagons needed. You'll also notice that some shapes, it's impossible. Like with a heptagon, you'll find that there's no way you could have a 7-sided dealie that would come out nicely in a pattern like this. Here, okay? So it works with some shapes, doesn't work with others. With a triangle, it works nicely. With the triangle that is like this, I'll let you know too, maybe you remember, this is a 180 degrees divided evenly 3 ways, right? So one angle is what? 180 divided by 3 is 18 divided by 3 with a 0 out of it. 60. How would you just find out without drawing that out? How many triangles would work together to form a complete tongue? Meaning, how many triangles would you need, you know, so that you'd have it like this? 6. Because you'd go, you can see it even 2. But you would say, yeah, 360 divided by 60 equals 6 triangles for a complete tiling set, right? A square, 90 degrees each angle, right? So then 90 goes into 364 times. If it doesn't go in evenly, then you can't actually do that. There'd be a gap in your pattern. You'd never be able to finish it off so that there's no space left in there. Now, what's the other thing? Oh, octagonal houses were popular in the 1850s, and a number of historical houses exist. It's very rare that you see houses that aren't a rectangle or some kind of portion of. I know there's one up in the cathedral area that's being built. It's kind of like a weird 4-sided shape. It's almost triangular. But it's like, what would you do with your furniture in that narrow corner? I don't know. If the house is a regular octagon, what is the sum of the angles at the vertices where the exterior walls meet? Exterior walls are the outdoor walls, right? Well, you guys should be able to think of this, and I'll do it with you. Here, what are we asking now? You guys realize it's an octagon, 8-sided, right? So here, I'll draw a quick octagon. Exterior walls meet, well, there's 8 walls here. How do you find this angle here? And then, what is the sum of all 8 of those angles? You know, this one here and plus this one. It's basically asking you that same question again, right? How many triangles could you make in this shape? 8. Like if you divided it, if you thought of it as like a stop sign pizza, right? If you said I chop it up here, 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 here. I've got 8 triangles. So 8 times 180, right? Eight times 180 degrees. I don't have my calculator in front of me. You guys do. What's that? 1440? Okay. Now, that is all of the angles, including the middle ones. What do all these middle center angles add up to, though? Because it's a perfect circle? Yeah. So we've got to subtract 360. Okay. Minus 360. So then we are getting grand total of 0. Good gravy. Got a borrow. 14 minus 6. 8. 1080. That means all 8 of those angles adds up to there. What is the sum of all the angles at those vertices, at those corners where the exterior walls meet? 1080, right? All the angles add 1080 degrees. what would you need to do to find the individual angles? How would you find it? It's not asked, but what would you need to do? Divide by the 8 sides, or the 8 angles, right? That's it. Okay. Now, B is kind of a easier question, I'd say, because we're told that this is a regular octagon, meaning all sides are the same, right? If the front wall of the house is 10 feet wide, what's the perimeter of the house? Perimeter is the distance around, right? You got 8 sides times 10 feet. Yeah, exactly. Eight sides times the 10 feet. It's 80 feet around. Now, you guys have enough info to try those questions, and then continue on trying. Try some of those assigned questions, and then get on to the marked ones, though. Okay? You guys should be good with that. I'm going to stop the recording.